Ty, what up?
It's good, bro.
Chilling, chilling. The Guys Podcast, Capture Media. Let's get right into it. You've been like, like seeing certain things. When I hear about like how women present themselves on like dating apps and shit, or when a woman is meeting a guy for the first time. Yo, the common theme is women always expect having expectations, which they should. There's nothing wrong with a woman having expectations, and her having things that she wants from the kind of man that she desires, whatever. But it's like they only expect to get things in return, but not saying what she offers up front. That shit is mind boggling to me. And I think that we live in a society now that kind of reinforces that bullshit. It's like you know, on a dating app, a woman will say, I expect a man to say it's handled. Um Reservations booked for this time. Um I took care of it for you. Make me laugh. I expect roses. I expect a man to cater to me. Cool, but what have you done to fucking deserve that? Like what have you done as a woman to deserve that kind of treatment? And do you believe in gender roles? That's another question I want to ask women who present themselves like that. It's, do you believe in gender roles? Because the things that you're asking for kind of says that you do, right? Because if you're expecting gentleman treatment, if you're expecting chivalry, if you're expecting pick me up at this time, reservations is booked, wear this dress, you're expecting a man to take the lead. So what are you offering in return for a leader? What are you offering in return for a chivalrous man? Because in order for you to expect that, you would have to kind of like expect that that man believes in gender roles himself, right? So, like I said, I don't have a problem with women asking for certain things or making demands, but whenever you ask for certain things or you make demands, how they look at you? They look at you like you have three fucking heads. So it's like, what gives them the confidence to be so demanding without offering anything in return, or even understanding that they do have to offer something in return? Because even if they didn't know, but the idea was presented to them like, yo, you have to. I expect this out of a woman. For them to look at, or for them to frown their face, kind of alludes to the fact that maybe no one has ever held them to that standard, or maybe they weren't raised in a household where they saw how their mom or their aunties or their grandmother catered to the man in their life. I don't know, bro. I think we're fucked. I think we're fucked, bro. It's crazy.
Mm,
What do you think,
We're
Ty?
not fucked. We're not,
You don't
no,
think
we're
so?
not fucked. No. Um, the best way to win is not to play. I keep forgetting what movie that is, and I need to know. But once you stop playing that game, that's why I don't believe in playing. Um, the court jester. That's what I call it. Like women are gonna come in with a checklist, and I respect that. And what I would say is, we as men don't come in looking for enough. We well, at the end of the day, our goals are different. That's also a thing. A woman's goal when she's picking out all these traits is she's kind of ironing out the perfect man that she would want to potentially be in a relationship with.
Just keep talking, bro.
Yeah, so we're our initial goal is sex. So we're only looking for a girl that's good enough to have sex with. And in the back end, if she ends up not being annoying and someone that we cherish or like obviously we want a girl that we like, and her personality can turn us off, from having sex with her. But initially, it's sex in the beginning. It's like, this girl looks good. I like her. Hopefully, she's nice. So you talk to her and she's nice. Okay, let me take her out. At this point, you're gonna smash whether she's a nice or not. But you're gonna try. But
Mhm.
so basically, you'll go as far as she allows you to go, in the sense of, all right, I'll take you out and try to smash you because you're pretty. But if you turn out to be girlfriend material, I'll keep you around. That's kind of how we do it. It's like a
Yeah.
two-stage kind of thing. But it's never like we're going in with like, this is the woman I plan on spending a long period of time with. And so because women have a different goal in mind, like they have their dream guy in their mind, like from the time that they're children, they're forming this person based off of every movie they see, based off of every Instagram clip of some guy spoiling his wife, based off of all these things, an amalgamation of everything they see. They create this Frankenstein man in their mind, and so and based off of the men that they date. So they'll take the best qualities of the men that they date, leaving out the worst qualities. So like they'll want a 6 foot tall athlete built guy, but might not say that that guy was he was emotionally unavailable, which really could just be that he had options. But we won't debate that. But whatever, right? So that they'll take that. Then they might want the traits of another guy who was rich. Oh, he had money, so they want 6 foot tall and money now. Then they would have this other guy they dated that was some funny, and then they had another guy that was smart and catering to her. And so now, as she slowly starts getting these different experiences, she creates this man, and you have to be all of those things. And like I said, you're like a variable. Women don't really care about the man so much as, like I said, the individual traits or the features of that man and what those features can do for her. So like I want to. That's why you can say I want a 6 foot tall, da 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 da. This kind of man. Never do they don't really talk about character, and really doesn't matter what form or package that comes in. Like that's how you can have women get into relationships with men who are not good men because they had all of these checklists on the outside, and then they wind up dealing with the man, and he winds up being what they call a narcissist or whatever. Not saying that he always is, but I'm just saying that's how that can happen. Anyway, I agree with you. But I think the answer we're not fucked. I just think that you don't play that game, bro. You have your own checklist, and you need to be strict too. Like we need to stop letting ass be the reason why we tolerate a bunch of bullshit.
Now
And like,
the reason why I say we're fucked is because we all know the backbone of any sufficient foundation, right, is a nuclear family, right? Is a family. So my thing is if women are coming, if they're approaching dating like this, what do men do? Because like what's gonna happen is they're only gonna be able to attract guys who are low value. Because guys who are high value tend to have boundaries and high standards. So what's going to happen when they run into guys that are of a certain level and they don't know what it takes to retain a guy like that? That's my whole thinking. When I say we're fucked is you're going to have a bunch of broken women. Why, Tyree? Because the high value guys are going to just have sex with them and keep it moving because they're not going to tolerate a woman that doesn't practice reciprocity, right? So you're going to have a bunch of women that's just getting sex from the kind of guys she would settle with. And then after they're finished with the sex, then she's going to have bad experiences. And then now she's going to be reacclimating back into the dating scene and only getting marriage offers from guys that she doesn't respect. Because those are the only kind of guys that's going to deal with broken women and women who don't reciprocate, right? So that's why I said we're fucked. Is because also we don't have a society where we have strong masculine role models that's raising these young girls, bro. And if we did, women would actually know what men of value want because they would have seen it firsthand with how their mom treated their dad. So that's why I say we're fucked. And this is not just like a one-off, bro. I'm seeing this shit and I'm hearing it. Like I've heard, for instance, like I've overheard this young lady saying, and she's she's not ugly, she's an attractive girl, but she wanted a man that was way above and beyond her, accomplished more, better than her in every sense of the word. But she already had fucking demands for him. And then when I said, hey, what if he wants this? What if he wants you to do XYZ? She looked at me like I was a fucking alien. So I'm like, damn, if a man that's that successful, objectionably successful, right? According to anyone, if he's not getting the benefit of the doubt, the average man is fucking cooked. So Todd, that's why I said that.
yeah, in that sense, yeah, we're fucked. It's a lot harder to get, and it's a lot harder to get married and stuff. But
Because I mean,
But
relationship should end in marriage. This is helpful for society, right? Marriages, kids being raised in two-parent households, strong masculine father, nurturing, sweet, loving mother, right? First teacher, father, the disciplinarian, the one that guides the family. I mean, what's the starting point? People are already shitting on arranged marriages. Even people who are born in strong cultures are becoming westernized now, so they're like, "Fuck arranged marriage." So it's like, what do we do?
we starve them out.
Shit is
You gotta
crazy.
stop. We have to stop. We have to stop rewarding women for those type of behaviors. That's the problem. We don't have discipline, and that goes for me as well as a lot of. Well, not so much me as many more, but in some cases, in some ways, me. Because in all of us men, we are oftentimes, and also we don't. You gotta. You'll never know a girl's past, but you gotta kind of get to know the girl you're dealing with and know who's you. You gotta try to figure it out. I'm not saying it's easy because you can't directly ask. You gotta. It'll come in like the story she tells. Always have your guard, like always be receptive. Never be judgmental because that's when you'll get the truth. Let her tell you about herself. She eventually will. But you gotta
Yeah,
really do your research and really gotta figure out who you're with, bro. It's hard because I know women are good at faking, so men are good at people are good at lying for long periods of time, bro. But you always gotta be your eyes are always have to be scanning and listening and paying attention. There are times where she might slip up and say certain things that gives you a little clue of how she really thinks and perceives things. You need to really get to like I was going on a tangent there, but that is something I thought about because it's like that made me think of my next topic, but I'm not even gonna say that right now. But yeah,
I really feel like it's like, and I don't want to say conspiracy, but it's like if right now the average American family is broken, right? There's no masculine fathers. There's no leaders of families, and it's not just affecting black people, right? Like it overwhelmingly did. It's spilling over now into like other races and other cultures because they're abandoning their cultures um, that kept the nucleus together, that gave them that 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 advantage, right? Of having two parents. My thing is, if we're seeing more and more women grow up without fathers, who's raising them, who's guiding them, then when they finally meet a man, they're not gonna know how to handle that man. They're not gonna know what to do with that man because who's gonna fucking teach them? Then they're being indoctrinated by woke liberal colleges. Society is leaning towards that wokeness, liberal ideology. It's like there's no type of structure, and then that's going to lead to less marriages because the men that they want are not going to tolerate it. And what's going to happen is, but here's the thing too, Tyree, is that men who are on that level will still sleep with these girls. So all along, these girls are getting sex from these guys. Maybe there's some high level guys could be selling a dream. Some guys could tell them up front, "Yo, listen, we're just having sex. We're not going to be in a relationship," and they'll still be, and they'll still have access to these women. But what happens to a woman's psyche, when she's just having sex with guys that she finds biologically superior? What happens after she sleeps with a bunch of these guys? Now she's older and she has to now settle with a guy that she doesn't fucking respect or is not as attractive um, as the guys that she had sexual access to. What happens to a woman like that? She's destroyed. Then now she's stuck with a guy that she doesn't fucking respect. And then the guys who are getting access to sex are going to just continue to get sex because they're going to start to see that these women are not worth marriage because they don't come with a understanding on what I should provide to a man of that value. So I don't know, bro. This is just a question that I was just thinking about.
I
I
don't
don't have
see
any.
where the problem is. It just seems like some sort of like it's all right. You know how nature just has like a chain. It seems like a natural sort of like I don't want to say a food chain, but it just seems like some
Natural.
sort
So I
of
think it's
I think it's like some sort of ecosystem weird interaction. Like I just okay, cool. Look, if you break it down into a diagram, I imagine okay, there's some these guys who are, let's say, top guys are very attractive, desirable men who sleep with women. Um, they have a pick of the litter. They may or may not knock them up. Those women then find men who accept them for the level that they're at, and those two people pair off. The guy who's at the top guy can go on and fuck as many women as he wants, and he can settle down when he decides to. He can go through and just go through his pick of the litter until he finds one that actually is worth it. Um, the guy who's losing are the guys really at the bottom, but if their wife loves and respects them enough, or at least gives off enough of an image of love and respecting them, because we see it every day at work. We see a bunch of women who pretend to respect their husbands enough for it to work. So
But
it's just like,
but Todd, we don't even know if they're pretending because we're not there with the husbands and the wife at
I
observing
mean, a
it.
nigga's still there. So if he's still there, I guess he's pretending enough.
Still there, that are enduring the disrespect, enduring maltreatment. What I'm saying is that what incentive do these guys have who are at the top of the top to actually get into a contractual romantic
They never
relationship?
have and never will. They've never been. Even if you had every.
But that's bad, Ty, because these are the top guys. We need these guys to be the ones to lead families, not the guys who are okay with being.
That goes to the that's up to the top. You see, men like that, bro. They become fathers. They become fathers when they choose to become fathers. Because they're like those type of men are like they don't a family. They have a family with purpose. Like because it's like I could do what I want. Like when you get to the point where I can have wife treatment from a woman without marrying her and stuff like that. When you get to that point, it's like choosing to have a family and things like that is literally it's a choice. Your monogamy is not something you're doing because you need it to have sexual access, is what I'm saying. So when you choose to do that, um hopefully you smart enough to find a situation that you can have a decent enough control over, in the sense of not control over the woman but control over the circumstances, as far as making sure that this is not a woman that'll take your money, or doing a prenup. If you think it's a woman that would take your money, hopefully you wouldn't marry a woman. I'm just saying, having any situation you go into, you want to have because control sounds like a bad word, but it's not a bad word. You want to have control over your situation. You don't want to enter a situation where it's less likely to work out. You want to you want to give yourself the best foundation.
You want to have leverage.
For I guess, yeah, that's the easiest way to say it. I was trying to say it in a way that doesn't sound fucked up, because everybody makes it sound like, oh, you control. Like, well, nigga, everything you do.
Initiating divorce, men tend to actually be at a deficit more so than women are after a divorce. Why shouldn't we hold that into consideration and be more mindful of that as a man, bro? Like, what's wrong with that?
You just want to make smart decisions and smart investments. You want to try to mitigate your losses by controlling certain variables. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want it to come off in some sort of way. Like, it was not. But anyway, um, yeah, bro, it's just, like I said, it just seems like some sort of natural order. That's what the word I was kind of looking for. I kept saying like it's like a natural order. Like those guys are gonna have babies when they want to, bro. And when they decide, if they're moral, if they have the moral compass, because there's guys who are up there who have good morals, and guys up there who don't have good morals. There's guys up there who have kids and leave them behind, and there's some guys who are gonna be like, what will be, bro. That's what I realized. Technology has fucked it all up. I think that's really what it is. Back in the day, you stayed with the nigga you was probably with. It was the evil you knew, in a sense. So having more choices doesn't always equal the best thing. I think that having less choices and partners and less access to the world and less understanding of the world made it so that you were more grounded in your relationship. You weren't fucking looking for some grandiose thing that you seen on Instagram and shit like that, because you didn't know it existed. Like, you got to see a snapshot of celebrities' lives on TV, but you never got to see in depth things like how you do now, where you can see women get spoiled by this guy, or women get this guy to send them this much money on cash. Like you get to see these stupid things, and
Yeah.
some of it not even being real, or some of it just being like you don't know what that woman had to do for that, or even if that guy is spoiling that woman, that is their situation, and whatever. The point is that technology has fucked it up. I think that's really what it is. And so
Okay.
women being more curious, women are their natural hypergamy and technology together is dangerous, is what I'm saying. Because women's natural thing is hypergamy, but now they have access to more options of hypergamy. And hypergamy will probably only be something, maybe you only had 10 people to pick from, which is crazy. But let's say in your hometown, you had 10 men. So like your hypergamy would work amongst these 10 men, but now you have a fucking database of men. So now your hypergamy is allowing you to so it's nature and technology together, and technology always fucks up nature because it allow in this situation too much options, bro. Women are
So
too
so
fickle to have too many options.
so you don't see it getting any better. You just see it like continuing to like stay the same, right?
The one tactic you could try, which would never work, is because men are never going to be unified, is we would have to stop rewarding those type of women. We're not like women. Women are more like a monolith, and this one way. This one way is that they collectively, they'll collectively, they have a checklist, like collectively. Women fuck different things here and there, but we all know that we can say 6 foot tall, 6 figures. You know why? Because they have it down pat. It's like they have them. It's like they all have meetings about this shit. They don't, but it's just like this is what genetically is probably the best things. So their checklist is probably that's where it comes from. Or
And
these
that's
are the best things to
like women rely.
mate with. Yeah. So, but
It's
women
only
have the same kind of
like
checklist. Like I can guess.
women tend to rely on the opinions of other women subconsciously and consciously because it's women are more communitarian, and communitarian meaning like also communitarian and desire, communitarian and things that they are attracted to because it just helps them be more comforted and safe within the choices that they make.
I
So
also think they're just gonna pick the best of the best. So 6 foot tall is the best genetics. 6 figures is a abundance of resources to feed said child. Um, some women want a 6 inch penis. That's just for sexual pleasure, but that's also a component of happiness. Like so, like all of these things are just the best of the best. Like if you could, let's like when somebody said, "I want the biggest, fastest, strongest robot in the world," like like you just want everything up on 10. So that's just natural for them. That's where their checklist kind of comes from. We care about variation because really we just want to spread our seeds. So it's like it could be a 4 today, well, not a four. Hopefully
we
for
want
some guys.
black, we want tall, we want short. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
how
know
it
what I'm
is.
saying. But you get the point. It could be this today, that tomorrow, skinny today, black tomorrow, white today, Asian yesterday. Like it's just that's how we are. So it's just a wiring thing. But
Yeah, bro. So
I
yeah, man.
said like it's just technology and hypergamy together, and we're not fucked. It's just a natural order. Like this is we kind of are fucked, but this is just a natural order now, bro.
All right, bro. So yeah, I think just to close it out, I honestly think that this was by design to cause this dysfunction and this the situation that we have now. I think this was all designed to be this way. Once they remove, like once a father's role has been minimized within the family, I think that this leads to what you see right now. And it's unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. Until next time, the Guys Podcast, Akhtar Muhammad, my brother, Tyria Costa. Yeah, man. We out of
Oh
here.
wait, one thing.
Okay.
That's it. Well, I ain't an expert on none of this shit. We was just shooting this shit. I don't want nobody to hit me with like, you said this and this. We were just, this was just ideas bouncing around.
I don't think anyone
And
I mean,
No,
we do the
because you know
research.
they get real critical. They get real critical of you. They act like I'm not an expert on none of this shit I just said. I'm talking shit, but I believe what I say. Fuck that.
No,
But yeah,
if you just look
no,
at
I
the
gotta say
bullets,
that. I'm a little disclosure, disclosure, nigga. Yo, peace.
peace.